Charles Leclerc put his Ferrari on pole for the first race of the season in Bahrain. Charles Leclerc was understandably upbeat after taking the first pole of the season ahead of Max Verstappen for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Ferrari and Red Bull have been the pacesetters throughout preseason, and that continued into the weekend with Mercedes struggling to keep up. Carlos Sainz had provisional pole after the first run in Q3, but just 0.05 of a second separated the two Ferrari drivers and Verstappen. The Spaniard was unable to improve upon his time in the second run, with Leclerc then moving into pole position. Verstappen was neck and neck with Leclerc through the first two sectors as he approached the finish line, but couldn't find that extra pace to take the first pole of the season. The reigning F1 world champion finished little over a tenth behind Leclerc, with Sainz starting tomorrow's race in third. And Leclerc was delighted to be a part of Ferrari putting their car back on the front of the grid after years in the wilderness. "It feels good," Leclerc said. "The last 2 years have been incredibly difficult for the team. We were quite hopeful that this new opportunity for us was an opportunity to be back in the front, and I think we have worked extremely well as a team to find ourselves again in a position to fight for better places." But while Leclerc was upbeat about the speed of his Ferrari, Leclerc was careful not to write Verstappen off ahead of Sunday's race. "I will still stay cautious. I mean, the pace is there, but the race is long and anything can happen, so I need to stay on it." Sergio Perez will start alongside Sainz on the second row as he wasn't too far off the pace of those ahead of him. Lewis Hamilton has it all to do though in his W13, with Mercedes struggling to match the pace on the straights of their rivals as he starts fifth alongside former teammate Valtteri Bottas, who impressed in the Alfa Romeo. Kevin Magnussen was arguably the story of the day though on his return to F1 as he starts the Bahrain Grand Prix in 7th. Fernando Alonso did enough for 8th, just edging out George Russell in a disappointing qualifying session for the young Briton. Pierre Gasly rounded out the top 10, with Sunday's race set to be a fascinating battle between Red Bull and Ferrari.
There's no